Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to the ABC challenge, spending freeze challenge that Moira and I are hosting over on our Facebook group. We are posting from A to Z a few challenges, obviously 26, and going through them. So I'm hoping to share one letter every Monday until, it runs out. And I've jumped around. So I pulled some letters during a chit chat and I got the letters L, T, and U. So I figured we'd do L first, which is going to be for labels. I went and found a label cut file on my Silhouette. I don't exactly know where it's from, but I figured that I would just cut a bunch of them out. And because it's May and we're doing May I Scraplift You, I found a really fun layout from Natalie Dill that she's just amazing. Her layouts are gorgeous. So I got inspired by that with how she did the different colors and all of that, and thought I would kind of do my own little play on it. So cut the cut file out of this Vicky Bouton paper. Now I had this paper, I did one layout with it for Nora's birthday, but other than that, honestly, this pattern paper was like, I don't know how I'm ever going to use another piece of this. So I was going to use the back of it as like my as like just that white cardstock, but I figured I could make this work. Now they didn't all cut perfectly, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to take the outside parts that I can. We'll see what I do with if I need to use some of the insides. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but we're going to pull them apart. I thought I would do a nice layer of my favorite white acrylic paint on this one, and then we'll do some mixed media and go from there. But that is where I'm at. So L for labels, so many different options with that one. We're going to really make labels the feature. Let's get going. First, I'm going to just take all of these labels off of my cutting mat. It is semi-new, so if it stays on there too long, it is still pretty sticky, and then it's almost impossible to get off, and it tears and all of that. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Separate them by color so that I can have a little look at where I want them all to go. I then off camera just did a simple whitewash of that pattern paper. It was a Simple Stories pattern paper that has been in my stash forever and ever and ever and ever. So I'm so thankful to have this used up. Next up is the mixed media part of this. Now, it took me a while because I'm going to do it in little bits and pieces at a time. Think about how I want to get it done. I first thought I could just use the little part of the bottle to do that. It was not working. I had to grab a paintbrush. Even that wasn't working, so I had to grab a little bit of water. Finally, I was able to make that work. Now, it would have been smart if I grabbed my watercolors and did that. However, I am really trying to use up these Shimmers paints. They have been in my stash and for a long time. Like, I'm not even sure that they're technically good still. I don't know how long Shimmers paints last, but seriously, I've had them for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and I try to do two areas with the same colors that I have. I've got green, red, and yellow. That's a kind of a yellow orangey kind of color. A purple, which is more of a bright pink, and a light pink. I think I grab a blue, and then at the very end I grab a kind of a purple. So that is what it looks like all done. If you compare it next to Natalie's layout, you can tell I kind of took inspiration from where she placed her labels. It's kind of where I placed the middle ones and where my photo placement is. And just the idea of using labels in general in this way with the mixed media. That was what I took the inspiration in the scrap lift from her. I'm going to use a little bit of tissue paper for this. This is tissue paper that I got from my most recent design team product from Shani, and she always wraps things in gorgeous tissue paper, and I just really like this color. It was really pretty. It's kind of red but not. It's like the salmon color, and I could go for that. I don't know, I really liked it, especially with these two photos. I'll be honest, I originally thought I was going to use photos of like Jackson or Barrett or I don't know, something. I don't really know what I thought I was going to do, but photos of me was really not the plan. However, when I looked at it, I noticed that you could really read the words through the white anyways, and this mixed, the Simple Stories paper it says things like Planner Girl and Crafty Girl and Happy Girl, just things about stuff like that. And so I'm like, well, I probably should make this about me. And I didn't have a ton of selfies that I wanted to use, so I thought I would grab 2 of these. These are photos that I took for Thursday 3 that I did in February and then kind of gave up. But I have all of February's ones, so I went ahead and just grabbed these 2. It's one of me with a new mug that I got and some socks that say coffee on it. And I figured, I haven't documented my love of coffee in a little while, so why not have one for this year as well? And that's just kind of where I went from. I also grabbed these really awesome fun foam words. I think these may also be Simple Stories, I'm not sure, but I'm really happy with how they all turned out. I then grabbed these Bramble Fox things that I got from Moira and a couple shiny little wood buttons that have coffee theme to it, and I'm gonna call this one done. So really happy with how it turned out. I love how I was able to use labels. So L for labels if you are playing along with our Spending Freeze challenge. And it used up a piece of that Vicky Booten mixed media pattern paper that I'm not sure how I would have used up beforehand. So I feel like I did a good stash busting with this one. And I really love how it turned out. I think it's super cute. Totally works. I'm kind of debating where I want these little coffee beans to go. The visual triangle wasn't working in my head at first, so it takes me a minute to get that all sorted out. But it does come together at the end. So thank you, Natalie, for the inspiration with May I Scrapbook You. Here's a look at my finished layout, and I'll see you guys all again soon. Bye, everyone.